Morning, folks. Today I'm going to be using this aftershave, Figaro. This is one of my favorites. It has a scent pyramid on the back. It's another one of those things I like about this one. I like the way this is shaped. It's easy to, you can kind of see right here, it's easy to grab a hold of. I like the idea with this cap. It has, and I don't know if I can show it, there's like a little stopper that goes down into the restrictor to help seal things up. Just the design, the overall, besides the aftershave itself, really nice. I got my witch hazel Humphreys. Got my trusty alum block, complete with the rubber band. Today's, this is a shaving cream, and it's from Barber. Comes from the UK, and this is what it looks like on the inside. And this is really a cream, not a croat. This is a very soft cream, and I put it in the bowl here. Today I'm using my Burma-Shave Brush. It's got a natural bristle. That's what it looks like on the inside there. It has at one point in time I thought I could smell like a powdery scent, and at another point in time I know most of the time I pick up it's a very clean, fresh scent. I've looked around to see if maybe they gave you a hint on what the scent was of the cream, and I haven't been able to find one. Like I said, this Barber comes by the way of the UK, and applied a little bit here for a pre-shave, if you will, like bloom water. I didn't bloom this one, and it was very easy to lather up. It does give some directions down on the bottom of the container, as well as there was a tag attached to it, the shave biscuit. And on the back side it tells you about using the brush and whatnot. And it does lather up. In other words, I have yet to get hold of, I have Cream O'Cream, but I do not have the one that looks like it would lather up. I do not have a container of that. But from what I've read about it, whatnot, that with a brush that exactly lather up, where this one here I feel like it does. So it lathers up with a natural bristle brush, and I'm quite sure it'll do just as well with a synthetic. It's like I say, it's very creamy. It's yeah, very soft, very soft. Shaver of the day is going to be my classic samurai. It's got a Personna blade in it. This will be the second use on this blade. I do like the design of this shavette. One of the reasons is for that stabilizer or that pin that runs right there. It makes these scales very stiff. They don't flex. To me, this feels very durable, and it's inexpensive. It does not cost a whole lot to get one of these. Last time I looked into these, $7.99, $8 without any blades. Depending on how many blades you get, anywhere from $12 to $15. Very inexpensive, and to me it's relatively easy to use. It is lightweight, so if you're looking for something that doesn't weigh much, this might be one, especially if you're trying to get started in it. First pass here. I did a test lather yesterday with this shaving cream just to make sure it would lather, because like some other creams, it's very well, very well possible that you could lather these up with your hand if need be, if you didn't have a brush. So in other words, it's not absolutely necessary to have a brush, but it would be helpful. And I did it with a brush that's relatively inexpensive. I can get these Burma-Shave brushes for, I think it's $4.19 or $4.29 here at one of the local grocery stores. So we're not even talking about an expensive brush either. The website I got this from was The Modern Man. When I got it, the price point I think was around the $7 mark, if I remember correctly. I got that one as well as another one on sale, but I don't think it's on sale any longer. It does have, even while I was lathering up, the scent was there. So even though it may be, how can you say, a light scent, but it stays consistent throughout the lathering. Even put it on the face, I could still smell it, which is pretty good for my nose. But I wouldn't say it was a strong scent by any means. My experience has been that with a soap that is lightly scented, usually during the lathering, I don't even pick it up. This is with my nose. This is my experience, because my nose is not the best in the world. And I did spend quite a bit of time yesterday going through some of my aftershaves, because my nose was working pretty well yesterday. Like I said, I could actually smell a powdery scent at one point in time, which was pretty rare for me. I would relate the powdery scent to almost like a talcum powder. Now, I don't know if that's what they were going towards, was a powdery barbershop scent or not, since it's Dear Barber's in the name. It's a pretty straightforward scent, so somebody else might have a better idea what that scent is. Just my nose. Some days, like I say, it doesn't work all that well. Figuring since with Dear Barber in the name, I figured they've already probably tested this out, whether or not how much slickness and glide it has, which it's doing pretty good. I'm kind of concerned about the fact that it's such a soft cream. I've not experienced one quite this soft. As well as the name was one of the reasons why I picked it up, referring to it as the shave biscuit. I thought, I have to try that. The other one I got is a Sicilian lime scent, and I haven't tested it out to see how soft it is, to see if it's as soft as this one. Because I've got some other creams that have been soft, but this one here is really soft. In other words, I would think a person would have no problem using their hand if they didn't have a brush. I think, and I might be wrong, because I was hunting for more information about Dear Barber, I think they may be in Australia, and I think they're making their way through the States. I think they mentioned New York and a few other cities, New York City. They offer some hair care products, which you can kind of see don't have much of a need for. I was more interested in their shaving cream. You can kind of see it. It goes on just fine. Pass number 2 against the grain. In my last video I mentioned a Schick Injector and I forgot to show it to you. I have it out this time, so when I get done here I'll show you why I'm interested in this particular injector, as well as the fact that I only paid $2.99 for it. It was an eBay find, plus shipping. It kind of falls in line with this particular shaver here, this classic samurai. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money to get started. You really don't. You can get a pretty decent shaving cream or a soap for well under $10. Shaver, blades, brush, all that, relatively inexpensive. And yes, there are nicer shavettes out there, but do they shave any better than this one? It's more of the blade than the shaver itself, in my opinion. Some of them, like the feather, the design does make a bit of a difference, but when you look at the cost difference in between them, and if you're trying to stay on a tight budget, yeah, there's nothing wrong with one of these. Not as glamorous as a feather or Irving Barber IBC, a Focus Slim. There's a lot of nice shavettes out there. That's just to name a few. One of my favorites when it comes to looks is a Parker SRX. That one there to me looks really sharp, and it's still very much affordable, right around the $25 mark. I got mine on a heck of a deal. Is when Parker SRX, when that shaver came out, I got it right at the very beginning, and so I got mine with shipping for right around 10 bucks. So deals can be had out there. I don't know if you can tell, but this yeah, this shave's going pretty good. There's a number of these, especially the lightweight shavers. I have a tendency to like the Personna blade better. Perma-Sharp though is another one. Then in my shavers that will take a feather blade, not snapped in half, that is. I do like the feather supers. Supers seem to do the best job for me. I'll kind of point out some of the things about this shavette that might make a world of difference for somebody, and that is it's made like that. It does have that right there, which I do like. I like that as opposed to one that's straight across. I do prefer that notch right there, because when it comes to inserting the blade, or taking the blade out or anything like that. To me, that I like that grip right there. It kind of helps hold my finger in place. And the straight one, I'm more concerned about it slipping. And with that notch right there, like it is, definitely makes a world of difference in my opinion. And like I said, I do like how these scales are made with that pin or post right there. Yeah, they don't flex at all. These scales will last for a good long while as long as you take care of the shaver. Others, the shank is, some of them are thicker, which might make a difference for you when it comes to holding it and gripping it and feel more comfortable with it. Another thought is, as it goes for being how it's made on that shank, some of them are, I guess you might say, rectangle, and some of them are round, and that might make a world of difference to you on how you maneuver it around your face. You might be more comfortable with a round one as opposed to one that's squared off. I have noticed that that is a bit of a difference when I'm shaving, that oddly enough I prefer the round one. Didn't even realize it until one day I was switching in. I was moving from one shaver to another, one that was squared off, and then moved over to my Camisori style that is round, and realized I really like the round one better. Didn't even realize it at the time. Let's give the alum block a try and see what kind of report it gives me. Felt like I was getting a pretty good shave. Every once in a while I know if I got a little bit too much pressure in an area. This one today is going pretty good. And I'm not saying I'm the best out there by any means, but I will say that guys that do these videos do make it look very easy to talk and shave at the same time. But when I know I first started, boy, it sure was a challenge, and even sometimes it's easy to get distracted, and there you go, it'll get you. Because with a shavette, it demands your full attention. You lose your focus for a moment, yeah, chances are it's going to let you know about it. If you haven't seen my video before, with my alum block, I dry it off on a dry towel, and I push it back, put it back in the container, and so far I haven't had any ill effect, and I'm going to continue on doing that until this one here gets very tiny. Just an idea in my head to see how it works, see if there's any ill effect from drying it off as opposed to setting it out and just allow it to air dry. Alright, I'm going to use some witch hazel here, some Humphreys. I don't know if you can hear that, but that sounds like Felix. We have two cats, Felix and Thor. Felix usually is the vocal one, and what he's trying to say right now is he's wanting in here. He's not getting in here. Now we'll go to this aftershave. Like I said, I really like this scent, but I really the whole package to me is just, this is a very good design, really good. Now, I don't know if they have it patented or anything like that, but this shape sure is awesome. It's easy to grab a hold of. Alum block didn't even have much to say this morning. The scent is just beautiful. In case you haven't seen or don't know just yet, that's what the restrictor looks like. It's not a real big hole there, so you do have to work at getting it out. Really nice stuff here, Figaro. This is really good stuff. I can still smell it. Great stuff. Okay, let me show you my $2.99 razor, and this is a Schick Injector. And this one here, right here, it says Eversharp Schick. Okay, and one of the first things I noticed about this particular injector is that this portion right here is round, all the way around. It's round, and this is the only one that I have that's like this. I have other Schick injectors, and I just have a couple more here. You can kind of see right here, that's flat right there. Even though this portion right here might be round to a certain extent, but it is flat right there. And as it goes for what it says in here, it says Eversharp Schick. And of course, make sure, yes, they also, of course, have the patent numbers up here. And this one here, like I said, it's flat right there. Once again, it has the patent numbers up there. And this one here says slightly different, though. It says Schick Injector. It doesn't have the Eversharp in there. And of course, I'm sure this has something to do with the years. Like this one here does not have, I do not feel the seam on the handle. This one here, there is a seam on this handle right down through the center. And this one here also has a seam right through there. So I'm assuming that this round part has something to do with what year, and I'll have to see if I can't figure it out where this change was made at with these razors. And they look, as it goes for the shape itself, they look pretty much the same outside of right there. I mean, these handles even look closely related there. They're the same shape, slightly different color. It just kind of threw me off. But at any rate, you got this one here for $2.99 plus shipping. Nice razors can be had. You got to hunt them down. I enjoyed today's shave. Oh, by the way, if you're interested, I'll be doing a video tomorrow with this one here. Let you know how it shaves. Most of these Schick injectors, I get very smooth, comfortable shaves. They're not aggressive at all, in my opinion, my experience. But I'll catch you tomorrow. Everybody stay safe and smooth shaves to you.